Hey friends, Dave here with Creation Sings, and today I am at one of the most beautiful gardens in all of Southern California. Now, I'm kind of biased about that because this is our house, and my wife, Jennifer, made this amazing looking garden that you're going to see today. But it wasn't easy. I have to tell you, as beautiful as it looks right now, the conditions here were absolutely horrendous. When we moved in here, it was nothing but white rocks all along here and then a nice white fence. And we began to put plants on the fence and on the other side. And Jennifer had this vision for creating this garden out here. We weren't really sure if anything would grow here. Once we began digging into the rocks, we found out that there was black plastic. And underneath the black plastic was hard clay that was, you almost had to jackhammer it out. It was so difficult to dig in. But one by one, we were able to plant these plants, and they have flourished. And it's just been an amazing thing. The lesson here, gardening-wise, is that despite the horrible conditions in the garden, we were able to overcome that environment, overcome those conditions, and still create something beautiful and let these plants flourish. The lesson for us today with our faith is a similar one, because I think that our relationship with God is a lot like a garden. Ideally, if you have a great environment to grow your faith's just going to keep growing and growing. It's going to be a wonderful thing. We don't all live in ideal environments for the Christian faith, do we? Perhaps the environment you live in, the environment you work in, the environment that you are surrounded by is not ideal for your faith. Maybe there's challenges at work in a lot of assaults to your faith. Maybe you're living with a roommate or a spouse even that may not be a believer as you are, and that's a challenge for you in an environment. Maybe your environment is one that is difficult because of the conditions in your life. Maybe your health is a struggle. Maybe the struggles with your kids. Maybe a struggle in a relationship. Maybe financial struggles. There's so many things that create harsh environments for us to live in and to live out our faith in God. But there's three things that my wife Jennifer does every day that I would encourage us to take lessons from with our faith and what she does to grow this garden and make it beautiful. One is she gives attention to it. She never forgets about the garden. We need to give attention to our faith as well. Not just on Sundays, but all the time. How's your relationship with God? Secondly, she nourishes this garden. She feeds it with miracle growth. She waters it. She makes sure that the sun is shining, brightly. There's nothing covering it or blocking it. And so she brings nourishment into it. And we, in the same way, need to nourish our faith. We nourish it with the Bible. We nourish it with Christian friendships. We nourish it by being involved in a Bible teaching church and all the things that can do to help feed us spiritually and grow our faith. And then the third thing is she gets out here and she pulls the weeds out that might choke out these plants. Jesus even talked about that in a parable, and he said that sometimes weeds can come up and choke out our faith, and he called those weeds the cares and the worries of the world. And in our faith, we can do that as well as we look at, are there things that we're so stressed about, so worried about, so concerned about, that they're choking our faith literally and causing it not to grow. I hope that you are able to be inspired by this garden, but also that you consider what it is that will help your faith grow. Maybe you're in a good environment, maybe you're in a harsh environment like we found here for this garden. Whatever the environment, though, we can let our faith grow dramatically. That's what God wants for us, a steady diet of growth in our faith. This is Dave, hoping you have a God-inspired day.